Have you ever found yourself wandering alone, unseen, unappreciated, misunderstood, while others seem to thrive in relationships, wealth, and validation? Have you ever questioned why, despite your kindness, brilliance, and sincerity, you seem to repel the very things you deeply long for: connection, support, and financial stability? If this resonates with your soul, you're not alone. You may be walking the path of the chosen one, a rare individual set apart for a higher calling. While the world applauds surface-level success, your spirit answers to a deeper, divine rhythm. But this sacred path is not paved with ease. It is marked by solitude, struggle, and spiritual transformation. In this message, we will explore why chosen ones often find themselves alone or broke, and why these very hardships may be preparations, not punishments. We will uncover the spiritual mechanics behind isolation and financial hardship, and why they may be the most powerful tools for shaping your divine destiny. The loneliness that many chosen ones feel is not random. It is spiritual in nature. You carry within you a radiant inner light. This light isn't visible to the eye, but it pulses through your energy field, affecting everyone around you. You may notice that strangers open up to you easily. Or perhaps you've seen people admire you from afar, only to distance themselves inexplicably later. Why does this happen? Your presence exposes what lies hidden. Like a lantern in a dark room, your spirit doesn't just light up beauty, it illuminates insecurities, unresolved pain, and suppressed truths in others. Many people are simply not ready to face themselves, so they retreat. You become a mirror. And in that mirror, people see what they're not ready to heal. For the chosen ones, isolation is not just a phase, it is a sacred rite of passage. The universe often pulls you away from the noise of the world so you can hear the whispers of your soul. In this quiet, you confront your hidden wounds, cultivate your spiritual gifts, and deepen your connection with the divine. While others may see your solitude as emptiness, it is actually divine preparation. You are being shaped, refined, and made ready, not just to survive this world, but to rise within it as a vessel of truth, healing, and transformation. As a chosen one, your energy speaks before you do. It carries a frequency of truth, depth, and awakening, one that resonates with the divine but often unsettles those still rooted in fear, ego, or superficiality. People may not understand why they feel uneasy around you, but your presence stirs something within them they aren't ready to face. This energetic mismatch creates distance. You may feel rejected without reason or isolated despite your kindness. But this separation isn't personal, it's spiritual. Your vibration simply doesn't align with the patterns most people still live by, and that too is part of your calling. Chosen ones often carry a powerful, healing energy, one that uplifts those around them without even trying. People feel better in your presence, drawn to your compassion, wisdom, and calm. But not everyone comes with the intention to give back. Many arrive only to receive, unconsciously leaning on your light while offering little in return. This creates an energetic imbalance. Over time, you may feel emotionally drained, anxious, or even resentful without understanding why. It's not that you're doing too much, it's that others are doing too little. When relationships become one-sided, your soul instinctively retreats, not out of pride, but protection. You begin to choose solitude over connection, not from bitterness, but from the need to preserve your sacred energy. When constantly surrounded by people who take more than they give, the soul grows weary. For chosen ones, solitude is not loneliness, it's a form of healing. It becomes the necessary space where your spirit can breathe freely, away from the weight of emotional imbalance and energetic drain. Over time, you begin to choose solitude intentionally. Not because you fear connection, but because you value peace. In the quiet, you recharge, reflect, and realign with your higher self. This isn't isolation for the sake of hiding. It's protection for the sacred light within you, and preparation for relationships that truly honor your energy. Chosen ones often feel out of place in a world driven by profit and competition. While others are motivated by status, possessions, or financial gain, Your spirit longs for purpose, truth, and alignment. You were not created to chase money. You were created to serve something greater. Because of this, you may pass up high-paying opportunities that conflict with your values. You might choose paths that feel fulfilling to your soul but offer little material reward. This doesn't mean you lack ambition. It means your definition of success is different. You're not here to accumulate wealth. You're here to embody wisdom, healing, and light. Traditional paths to wealth often demand competition, self-promotion, and a focus on material gain, frequencies that may feel foreign to a chosen one. Your soul resonates with higher vibrations: healing, creating, teaching, and serving. These callings, while rich in purpose, don't always bring immediate financial rewards. This disconnect creates an inner tension. You may feel pressure to conform, yet every attempt to follow conventional methods leaves you feeling empty or misaligned. The truth is, your energy simply doesn't sync with systems built on ego and greed. You're not meant to follow old models. You're here to forge new ones that honor both your spirit and your purpose. Many chosen ones carry financial burdens that reach far beyond their own lives. Scarcity isn't just circumstantial, it's often inherited. Generations of poverty, fear, and lack embed themselves in your energy field, passed down like invisible chains through family lines. You may struggle with limiting beliefs about money without knowing why. Deep within, there could be patterns whispering, "I don't deserve abundance," or "there will never be enough." These are not your truths, they are inherited wounds. But you were chosen to break the cycle. Healing these patterns may feel heavy, but it frees not only you, it frees those who came before, and those yet to come. For chosen ones, financial struggles are rarely about failure. They are often divine tests of trust. When the path seems uncertain and your needs feel unmet, the universe isn't abandoning you, it's refining you. These seasons of lack are invitations to anchor your faith not in material certainty, but in spiritual provision. You're being asked, will you trust the unseen when nothing physical seems secure? In this surrender, your resilience deepens, your inner wealth grows, and eventually, abundance flows. Not as a reward for striving, but as a response to alignment. These struggles are not meant to destroy you. They are sacred training for a greater mission ahead. In a world obsessed with titles, possessions, and external validation, chosen ones often find themselves walking a different path. You measure success not by how much you own, but by how deeply you live. For you, wealth is found in peace, purpose, and spiritual fulfillment, not in numbers or accolades. This shift in perspective can feel isolating. You may be misunderstood by those chasing superficial gains. Yet, your soul knows the truth. A life rich in love, wisdom, and impact is far more meaningful than one overflowing with status. You're here not to reflect society's values, but to help awaken it to something far deeper and more enduring. You weren't sent here to fit into the world as it is. You were born to help transform it. As systems built on fear, greed, and illusion begin to crack, your vision, values, and voice become more essential than ever. You carry the blueprint for something new, one rooted in compassion, truth, and spiritual wisdom. Every hardship you've faced has been preparing you for this purpose. The loneliness, the lack, the rejection. They've carved out space within you for deeper strength and divine clarity. You are not here to conform. You are here to lead. And when the time is right, your light will help build the world your soul has always known is possible. Dear soul, your struggles are not signs of failure. They are sacred signs of becoming. The isolation you feel, the financial weight you carry, and the sense of being different from the world. These are not punishments. They are divine preparations. You are being refined, strengthened, and awakened for a purpose greater than you can yet imagine. You are not lost. You are in the making. Thank you for walking this journey with us. If this message speaks to your spirit, we invite you to subscribe and join our growing community of chosen ones. Together, we rise through truth, through healing, and through light. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay connected for more messages that nourish your soul. Peace and light to you. Have you ever felt the weight of something you couldn't explain? An invisible burden pressing on your soul, even when everything on the outside seems fine? You try to do what's right. You walk in obedience. And yet, life feels heavier, lonelier, more painful than it should. That quiet ache inside you. It's not a flaw. It's not a sign that you've done something wrong. In fact, it may be a sacred whisper, a sign that you have been chosen. To be chosen by God is not to walk a path of ease, but a path of depth. It's not smooth or simple. It's sacred. It calls you to carry things others may never see or understand. But this calling isn't meant to crush you. Like fire that refines gold, it is meant to shape you into something stronger, purer, and deeply beautiful. In this message, I want to walk beside you through 5 spiritual struggles, deep pains that only those truly set apart by God experience. And if these words stir something within you, take heart. You are not walking this road alone. You are not forgotten. You are fully known, fully seen, and deeply understood, especially in the eyes of heaven. So come with me. Let us begin this journey, soul to soul, spirit to spirit, and discover the purpose within the pain. 1. The pain of rejection. When your light becomes too bright for their darkness. One of the first signs that you are chosen by God is the quiet, painful experience of being rejected. Not for what you've done, but for who you're becoming. You begin to notice it slowly. Friends drift away without reason. Family members start treating you differently. Invitations stop coming. The phone grows silent. You replay conversations in your head, searching for something you said or did wrong. But the truth is deeper than that. You haven't changed. Your light has. And as your relationship with God deepens, your presence begins to reveal what others would rather keep hidden. Those who are still comfortable in darkness will often resist the one who walks in light. It's not that you've judged them or criticized their choices. Your very existence, a life aligned with truth and conviction, confronts the compromises they've made. It's easier for them to reject you than to face the conviction rising inside their own hearts. Even Jesus faced this. His hometown rejected him. His own brothers doubted him. "Isn't this just the carpenter's son?" they scoffed. If the Son of God experienced rejection, should we expect less? But this pain is not without purpose. Rejection teaches you to rely less on human approval and more on God's. It filters out the wrong voices so you can hear His more clearly. What feels like abandonment is often divine protection. God is not punishing you. He's positioning you. Let go of who walked away. You're being prepared for who's coming next. 2. The ache of purposeful loneliness. A silent calling. Few can hear. There's a kind of loneliness that runs deeper than silence. A solitude that lingers even in the middle of a crowd. You laugh, you talk, yet inside, there's a quiet ache. A sense that no one truly understands the weight you carry. This isn't because something is wrong with you. In fact, it's often a sign that something sacred is being stirred within you. When God sets someone apart, He often leads them through seasons of purposeful loneliness. Not to harm them, but to draw them closer. You begin to think differently. While others talk about success, you're consumed with purpose. They worry about today. You sense the weight of eternity. You try to explain, but the words feel too heavy, too deep. So you stay silent. Not out of fear, but because your calling speaks in a language few understand. Even Jesus faced this kind of solitude. In the Garden of Gethsemane, surrounded by disciples who couldn't stay awake, He wrestled alone with the weight of destiny. The chosen often walk this same path, carrying visions too big to explain and questions too sacred to voice. But this loneliness is not a void. It's a classroom. It's in the silence of people that God's voice grows clearer. In the absence of human connection, divine intimacy is born. And though this ache cuts deep, it also shapes you. Because those who are called to lead tomorrow often walk alone today. You are not abandoned. You are being refined. 3. The inner war, when you battle. What others seem to ignore. There's a battle that no one sees, a war waged not around you, but within you. And for those whom God has called, this inner conflict often feels relentless. You love God deeply. You long to serve Him fully. Yet somehow, you find yourself stumbling over the same temptations, falling short in moments you swore you'd rise. You wonder, what's wrong with me? Especially when others seem to walk in peace, untouched by the same struggles. But here's the truth. Your war is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of spiritual awareness. The chosen are deeply sensitive to the Holy Spirit. You feel conviction more sharply. You wrestle harder because you refuse to settle. Like Paul, who said, "The good I want to do, I do not do. But the evil I don't want to do, this I keep on doing." Even he, an apostle of faith, understood the agony of this daily war. The enemy targets you not because you're failing, but because you're dangerous to his kingdom. The higher your calling, the more strategic the attacks. If you're meant to lead, he'll tempt you with pride. If you're called to worship, he'll lure you with vanity. These are not random, they're personalized to your purpose. While others seem to drift comfortably, you fight. And that fight is proof you're still resisting, still growing. This inner war is not your defeat. It is the furnace in which your faith is refined. Stand firm. You're not losing, you're being forged. 4. The burn of holy renunciation. Letting go of what you love. One of the most painful parts of being chosen is not letting go of what's bad. It's letting go of what's good. Sometimes God asks you to release things that seem right. A stable career, a cherished friendship, a promising opportunity. These aren't sins or distractions, they're blessings. Just not your blessings. Not for this season. Not for the purpose He's building in you. And that's what makes the letting go so difficult. The heart asks, why would God ask me to give this up? But the answer is rarely about the thing itself, it's about the space it takes. God often removes what's good to make room for what's divine. Throughout Scripture, the called were required to surrender what was comfortable. Abraham left his homeland. Moses walked away from royal privilege. Paul laid down status, knowledge, and influence for something greater. Their sacrifices were not losses. They were preparations. Renunciation for the chosen is not punishment. It's pruning. It's the refining process of removing anything that could slow you down, even if it once served a purpose. And yes, it burns. But it also makes you lighter, stronger, more focused. Every no you say to the world is a louder yes to God. And while others chase comfort, you choose calling. Because deep down, you know, the cost of obedience is high, but the reward of purpose is eternal. You're not giving up, you're growing up. 5. The weight of waiting. When God's silence feels like absence. Perhaps the hardest part of being chosen is the waiting. You've received the promise, maybe through a prophetic word, a dream, or a deep inner conviction. At first, it ignited hope. You were ready, expecting doors to open, favor to flow, and timing to align. But then, silence. Days turn into months, months into years, and still, no breakthrough. The worst part isn't just the delay, it's the silence. You pray, but heaven seems quiet. You worship, but feel nothing. You revisit the promise, only to wonder, was it ever real? Or was it just me? This is the weight of waiting, the sacred space between what God has spoken and when He fulfills it. And in that gap, doubt can creep in. You start comparing yourself to others whose journeys seem faster, smoother, more visible. Their testimonies feel like salt in your wounds. But waiting is not wasted. It's where faith matures. It's where character is built. Joseph waited in a prison. David waited in caves. Both were called long before they were crowned. And their waiting wasn't a delay. It was a divine setup. Sometimes God isn't saying no. He's saying, not yet. I'm still preparing you. Because the greater the promise, the deeper the foundation must be. So hold on. What feels like divine distance is often just God working behind the curtain, aligning everything for the right moment. His silence is not absence, it's trust. He knows the weight you carry, because He placed it there for a reason. And in due time, it will speak. If these words stirred something deep within you, if your heart whispered, This is me. As you listened or read, know this. You are not alone, and you are certainly not forgotten. You are chosen, called for something greater than the ordinary. The pain you felt, the rejection, the loneliness, the battles no one sees, none of it is wasted. In God's hands, it is all part of your preparation. Every tear is counted. Every silent prayer is heard. Every step you've taken in the dark is leading you closer to the light of His promise. So don't give up. Don't let go. What God is doing in you is bigger than what you can see now. Your process has purpose, and your story will inspire others in time. Thank you for walking this journey with us today. If this message spoke to your heart, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Here, you'll find more encouragement, more truth, and a growing community of people just like you, chosen, called, and being refined for something eternal. You are seen, you are loved, and yes, you are chosen. We'll be right here, walking with you every step of the way. Have you ever felt different? Not just unique in your interests or talents, but deeply different. Like the rhythm of life beats differently in your soul. Perhaps, in the quiet moments of solitude, you've sensed an unseen presence gently nudging you, reminding you that your journey holds a deeper purpose. If you've ever had that unmistakable inner whisper urging you to look beyond the surface, you might be one of the rare few, the chosen ones. In every era, across every culture, there have always been individuals who walk a path that others cannot see. They are often misunderstood, even isolated, but they shine with a light the world cannot ignore. These are the ones marked by something divine, something extraordinary. Today, we're going to uncover 10 powerful spiritual signs that often mark a soul chosen by higher forces. As we explore each one, allow yourself to reflect deeply. You may just discover that you are far more powerful, more called, and more spiritually aligned than you ever imagined. Sign 1. Unexplainable synchronicities. The language of the universe. There are moments in life that feel strangely perfect, too timely, too precise to be mere coincidence. For the chosen ones, these moments happen often. They're called synchronicities, and they serve as subtle signs that the universe is in conversation with your soul. You might be thinking of someone out of the blue, and just then they call. Or a rare symbol appears repeatedly, in books, on signs, even in dreams, until its deeper meaning becomes impossible to ignore. These experiences feel magical, but they are more than that. They are markers of alignment. For those on a higher spiritual path, synchronicities appear when something important is unfolding. They are quiet nudges from the divine, steering you toward truth, healing, or clarity. Over time, you begin to recognize these moments as part of a larger tapestry. They remind you that you are not wandering aimlessly. You are being gently guided, step, by something greater. Sign 2. Heightened empathy. Feeling the world in your bones. Being chosen often means carrying more than your own emotions. It means sensing the heartbeats of others as if they were your own. This is the gift and the burden of heightened empathy. You don't just notice someone's sadness, you feel it, heavy and real. Their joy becomes your joy, their pain, your ache. In crowded spaces, this can become overwhelming. The weight of unspoken thoughts, silent struggles, and hidden wounds floods your senses, sometimes without warning. But this empathy isn't limited to people. Many chosen souls feel deeply connected to animals, plants, and even spaces. A wilting flower may stir sorrow in your chest. A distressed animal may draw you in like a magnet. This connection isn't imagined. It's intuitive, spiritual, and very real. Though it can be draining, this empathy is also a sacred gift. It gives you the power to comfort, to understand without words, and to heal simply by being present. The world feels deeply because you feel deeply, and in that lies your strength. Sign 3. Vivid prophetic dreams, messages from the beyond. For many chosen ones, nightfall marks not an end, but a beginning. While the world sleeps, their spirit awakens, stepping into a dream realm rich with meaning and mystery. These dreams are not vague or forgettable. They're vivid, emotionally charged, and often linger long after waking. You might wake with a racing heart, a clear memory, or a deep sense that something important just happened. And more often than not, it did. Prophetic dreams can show you places you've never visited, until you do. They echo future conversations, unlock buried emotions, or bring messages through symbols, signs, or even loved ones who've passed on. These aren't random scenes. They are sacred messages, whispers from a higher realm, wrapped in the language of imagery and feeling. To dream like this is to live between two worlds. And for the chosen, both are equally real, equally meaningful. Sign 4. Communication with spirit guides. You are never alone. There are times when you sense a quiet presence nearby, gentle, calming, and undeniably real. It's not fear you feel, but peaceful. For many chosen ones, this is the first sign of connection with a spirit guide. These guides aren't figments of the mind. They are wise, unseen companions assigned to support your journey. You may first notice them in meditation, prayer, or silence, a thought that brings clarity, a feeling that you're not alone. As your awareness deepens, so does the connection. You might begin to notice symbols, repeating numbers, or sensations that seem to arrive right when you need them most. Some guides walk with you for a lifetime, others appear during key moments of growth. This sacred bond doesn't require perfection, just openness. And when you truly listen, you'll discover you've never been walking this path alone. Sign 5. Seeing auras. The colors of the soul. Some chosen ones possess a rare and beautiful gift, the ability to see what lies beyond the surface. They see auras, the subtle energy fields that surround all living beings. At first, it might appear as a soft glow or a flicker of color around someone's body. But with time, it becomes more vivid. Colors tied to emotions, health, and even spiritual state. A vibrant blue may signal calm wisdom, a fiery red, intense energy, a murky gray, hidden pain. These colors are not just visual. They are emotional signatures, revealing what words often cannot express. To see auras is to perceive the unseen truth in others. It brings both insight and responsibility. In crowded spaces, the swirl of energies can be overwhelming, but with grounding, this gift becomes a powerful tool for healing and connection. Through this lens, chosen ones see the soul, not just the skin, and in that vision, they offer light. Sign 6. Inexplicable physical sensations. The body awakens. For the chosen ones, spiritual awakening often begins in the body. Long before the mind understands, the body feels. You may experience strange, unexplainable sensations, tingling in your hands, warmth in your chest, pressure on your forehead, or sudden waves of energy flowing through your spine. These aren't random. They are signs that your energy centers, your chakras, are activating. Some feel these shifts during meditation or moments of deep emotion. Others experience them in nature or during sudden bursts of clarity. You might feel a flutter in your heart when truth is spoken, or a chill when entering a spiritually charged space. These sensations aren't cause for fear. They are confirmations. Your spirit is waking up, and your body is responding. To feel this way is to be alive in a deeper sense. The physical becomes a gateway to the spiritual. And in that awakening, you begin to walk your path with greater awareness, guided from within. Sign 7. Repeating numbers, angelic whispers and digits. Why does 1111 keep showing up? Could it be more than coincidence? Not a coincidence, but a quiet nudge from the universe. Or notice the same number sequence, 222 444 777, following you everywhere? For the chosen ones, these aren't coincidences. They are messages, gentle whispers from the divine, delivered in numbers. Each repeating sequence carries meaning. 111 may signal a new beginning. 333 might remind you of spiritual alignment. 555 often points to transformation ahead. These numbers tend to appear in moments of doubt, decision, or awakening, as if the universe is saying, "You're not alone. Keep going." Over time, chosen souls develop an inner sensitivity to these signs. They begin to understand that numbers are more than math. They're spiritual codes, woven into everyday life. When you start to notice these patterns, don't ignore them. Pause. Reflect. You are being guided, quietly, constantly, by a language older than words and as precise as light itself. Sign 8. Deep connection to nature. Earth as sacred teacher. For many chosen ones, nature isn't just a place, it's a presence. There's a quiet, sacred bond that connects their spirit to the earth, the trees, the sky. Time spent in nature doesn't just refresh them, it restores them, as if the wind itself is whispering wisdom only their soul can hear. You might feel a deep love for animals, or an instinctive desire to protect forests, oceans, and all living things. Even plants may respond to your presence, thriving under your care, as though they recognize you. In moments of stillness, you may sense the heartbeat of the earth, or feel messages riding the breeze. Nature becomes your sanctuary, your teacher, and your mirror. This connection isn't random. It's a reminder that you, too, are part of creation. That the divine speaks not only in dreams or visions, but through sunlight, through soil, and through the sacred silence between the trees. Sign 9. Sense of greater purpose. A calling you cannot ignore. From a young age, many chosen souls carry a quiet but persistent feeling. I'm here for something more. It's not about fame or fortune. It's about meaning. Even in moments of confusion or hardship, there's an unshakable sense that your life has purpose, that you were meant to impact the world in a way only you can. This inner calling may not come with clear instructions, but it whispers in your decisions, your dreams, your restlessness. Ordinary paths may feel suffocating. Shallow conversations may drain you. You crave depth, truth, and alignment with something greater than yourself. For the chosen, this purpose isn't about personal gain. It's about service, healing, awakening, uplifting others through your unique gifts. And even when the road feels unclear, that inner pull won't let go. Because it's not just a desire, it's a divine assignment. One that's been woven into your soul since before you were born. Sign 10. Spiritual crises and awakening. Fire before flight. For many chosen ones, awakening doesn't begin in light. It begins in darkness. Before stepping into purpose, they pass through seasons of pain, loss, isolation, confusion, or emotional collapse. These spiritual crises feel like the breaking of everything, but in truth, they are the unfolding of who you really are. You may have questioned everything, your beliefs, your worth, even your place in the world. But that collapse wasn't an end. It was an invitation. Like the phoenix, you had to burn before you could fly. Through this fire, illusions fall away. What remains is your truth, your resilience, and a soul forged by flame. You begin to see with new eyes, love with deeper compassion, and rise with purpose you couldn't access before. Spiritual crises are not punishments, they are initiations. And for the chosen, they mark the moment when life stops being ordinary and starts becoming divine. If any of these signs stirred something within you, trust this. Your presence here is no coincidence. You are part of something greater, called to awaken, to heal, and to shine. Your journey may not look like anyone else's, but it is sacred, powerful, and needed. Thank you for walking this path with me today. If this message spoke to your soul, please consider subscribing to this channel. Your presence here matters, and together, we'll continue exploring the beauty, depth, and purpose of your spiritual journey.